Margaret of Pearl here, and welcome to my Priestess path. I am here to deliver a channeled message from Source. Today in my meditation, I was hearing the word courage, and specifically the courage to face ourselves, the courage to do our own shadow healing, and that at this time, although there's a lot of chaos around us, the most we can do and the biggest way that we can help society, the collective, our families, is to ground ourselves and take full responsibility of our frequency. And what I mean by that is, if you are empathic, you could very well be feeling all of the things outside of you, and it will affect you. Don't get me wrong, I feel it. I feel it strongly. It's just that now more than ever, we need to go within and know, okay, it's time for me to build my border around me. I have barriers around me. I have a shield of light around me, and any outside influences I have an awareness. Is that a me thing or a we thing, like a collective thing? And if it is a collective thing, I can acknowledge that it's happening. I can ask Source, Prime Creator, please send love and healing and light to those places that are outside of me, to those people who are suffering. And then I can make sure that that veil doesn't affect me and my frequency. Because the things that I can do to help benefit society at this time is to make sure that I am grounded, that I am doing what I need to do to take care of myself, to take care of my frequency. So I know that there's a lot of misconceptions about shadow work. People think like, oh, I have to, make time for shadow work. I have to close myself off and hermit. I understand those days. It's good to have those days where you just need to be by yourself, to go within. But to adapt that as a lifestyle, now you're doing a disservice to yourself and your soul evolution and your growth by not exploring how you can navigate, how you can strengthen your borders, your boundaries, and how you can shine light into the world. So shadow work happens in every single moment. Sometimes it's just the awareness of how you react to things that heals the moment. Sometimes we find ourselves, when things are chaotic around us and we take on too much of those emotions, that we allow for it to come into our energetic field, and then because we allow it to come in our energetic field, we feel it and we claim it as ours. That's an easy way to give your power away, instead of knowing that no matter what is going on, no matter what chaos is happening around me, I can just sit here, take a deep breath, close my eyes, connect to Source, and ask, what can I do in this moment? Giving yourself that moment to sit in your own stillness, in your own quiet, asking to connect to Source is enough for you to recenter yourself. There's also another thing that I was hearing was from shadow warrior to shadow warrior. When we're worrying about the future, we can't live in the now. And we're asking at this time to be a lot more present in each and every moment. So when the world is chaotic around us, that is prime time to start looking within, to focus within, to go within, to connect with our soul, to take a time to reflect and really check yourself, right? No one likes to be checked by others, but It is difficult for us to check on ourselves only because we have egos that protect us, and it's not a bad thing. It's just that sometimes our egos can get in the way of us really embracing and looking at these shadow aspects. And what I mean by shadow aspects is parts of ourselves that are undesirable. So for instance, a shadow aspect that I've been working on is my need for control and knowing the outcome. And so I've been working on this for years, and I catch myself when I'm starting to feed that vibration. And so for me now, it's a lot easier, but I had to put in the work. And so that need for control really is a lack of trust, a lack of trust in source, a lack of trust in God's plan, a lack in trust in my vision. And the truth is, we truly have zero control of outside forces. And once we let go and we're able to understand that, it brings a sense of peace, knowing I do not have control of the things that are happening around me, but I can place awareness in how I react to them. And so in today's transmission, I know that I'm guided to tell you to take a look at yourselves in the mirror and fully love yourself, telling yourself, hey, you know what? I know that maybe I haven't been good to myself. Maybe I haven't talked to myself in the way that I deserve. Maybe I didn't treat my body in the self that it deserves. Maybe I let myself overthink and overanalyze, and I didn't just trust. Maybe there are times that I'm ashamed of. Maybe there are things that I need to forgive myself for. So when you're having these moments of truth, Source is asking us, if you want assistance with that, ask for the Sword of Truth. The Sword of Truth will have you looking at yourself and seeing all the parts of you that maybe you kind of glazed over and maybe you don't want to look at. But to fully embody your frequency and to share your most authentic self, you have to love you for all that you are. You cannot just leave things behind. This causes soul fragmentation. And the more that you do your shadow work, the more that you can call back pieces of your soul, and the more that you will feel whole, and the more that you can vibrate or at least show up in this world from a place of trueness, a place of your authenticity, a place of your true light for the world. So at this time, I know that Source is delivering this message, this frequency through light language. If you consent, please stay on, like, share, subscribe, tell me about your experiences. I use my hands, so you can either watch the transmission with my hands or you may close your eyes. Sword of Truth, light language healing transmission begins. Escucha. Kuyala let's mentayos kuyan makatayo mentayos krikatuya kates kuyala matuyos kriata kuyala skiaro moshia makas kriato nimes krianta skutia calling forth now those and makataya skriato skrimiato makataya kuyala skriato who have the courage meskria kates kriana meskiato skriato skiana matea tu skriata tutuya matis kriata meskuria matutuya makata to use the sword of truth and makaya skuriato tamalena skuriamata kushkria matis skriata ya kunya mates skriatun skriata ya skriana mane skrimatea tu skim makatala skriatu tamas tu skrimakaya kuyana skriatu ya makatea skriatu slice through illusions can mantana skriama tu skriato skriata na skria matea skria kushkria mata these masks that we place mia tu skriana na skriato showing up in the world as mea kotarama te skriato mea kuto skrimete kuyan mananayan and skrian what we perceive mea kotia skriana kuyan matala kutu skriat the world wants kuyala mateata the world needs meata skriata ta mateata the sword of truth and makates kanamanomiata taya slices these illusions now Kushkiriaten skuriatas kunimotias kira hushkenemetes kirakeata taskria hushkimiates kriatos kikates gotus kriatalo kutimetes kriata kuyamanenes kriata gamatus kriata. The truth is amatus kriakata this world needs kushkiremates kriatus kriata Kuyala kataskria na not for you to hide behind a mask. Kutyaskria mateskria makatea kushkria tatsama totuskria, but for you, kena mosianta skuriata to be your most authentic self. Kuyala teskria the work that you do in the shadow aspects. Mia kuina nanaskiato simiata skriato skria or lesson plans for you. Mia nanaskiato sinemiata. So once you master these plans. Now you could teach others who are struggling through this process. Let us break up this energy now. Hoya skeata eske moya kates kunya tuskeda. Hoya kataskatos krikats kunya taskuyakasera. Hoya maskatas kuryatas kuya meskotes kreatozo hush. Watch how your world shifts. When you choose to shift, hold the line. We must hold your frequency. Then must hold your light. To shine light on your own darkness now. Change does not happen. When we focus on the things that aren't working, in the sense of complaints. Change happens, shifts happen. That's the moment that you decide to take ownership, to take responsibility of your actions. It's time to cultivate the courage to face yourself. So just to share the visions that I was having during that transmission, I saw two opponents, and they were both me. So one wearing black, one wearing white, and they were fighting in a martial arts style with each other and learning the defense, the offense mechanisms, and it looked like a dance. And at the end, they both had each other. I mean, they were both, I don't know what these terms are for martial arts, but they both were basically like not in a place where neither of them would win. So just imagine, I guess, two of you in a ring fighting each other, and at the end of the match you're both locking each other's necks and then looking at each other, both tapping out and getting up and then bowing, because you have respect for each other. You can learn from each other. You can work together. So that is the theme or the message for today for the collective. Embrace your shadows. You can learn from your shadows, and when you master them, you can teach what you've learned from those experiences. And that was pretty cool for me. So I hope that this message reaches you and resonates. And I am so glad for you to join me at this time, to raise the frequency, to shift, to be in this conscious intention time with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you, I love you, I love you. I will see you in your highest timeline. Thank you, thank you, thank you.